Okay. And we have no volume. Beautiful. See if I can rejoin. Bear with. Do apologise. Yep. Oh, here we go. Now we have volume. Fantastic. I'm not entirely sure what's happened there. You have two Hasses who are both retired with Charlie unfortunately brought up the safety car, and the two Hasses, I know they stacked in the pits. Ross had retired, and then Joao Pedro, unfortunately somewhere, has put it into the wall. And this race, dare you call it that, second safety car, lap 7. And you see the drivers who started at the back, the likes of Coyne, Moy, they've managed to keep themselves clean. And I'm not entirely sure where Dill's put a pair of softs on. Safety car's in this lap. There's it'll be out again. So shift the two-face. I almost said something else then. He's going to start the race. He's going to take us to lap 8 as he waits for Bernd Mailander to complete his 6th lap leading the race. So it should the two-face had to jump into the Ferrari, who has a fantastic opportunity of winning, as does Moe, who's pitted and he's put the hard tyres on. Coyne up to 4th in the Alfa Romeo. So let's see how they start. And is he going to go? And he's bolted, and Jean said he's managed to stay close to him, but Moe's also got past him, so it's very well done by Moe. Question to raise though, was he alongside the Ferrari at the start? And the Ferrari struggling to get the tyres up to speed. A little bit of a wiggle on by the Mercedes, which has left him at the mercy of Instinct, who goes down the inside. Nice and easy move by the Williams, and he does clip the back of Jamshed, so unfortunately has lost some drive there. Let's see if he manages to stay ahead. Instinct has managed to stay ahead of Moe. Moe's struggling for pace since those incidents, and he does get overtaken by Oblivion. No, he manages to hold him off, and Oblivion's going to be all over the back of him, especially with those fresh tyres, but also on the back of him. Oh, there's wreckage. And that is knocked him right out of the order. Down to 12. Hope didn't retire. Hope he continues, because there's still a long way to go. And Coyne, not entirely sure where he's down there, might have pitted too late behind the safety car, but ships two-face with an advantage of 2.3 seconds over Jamshed. He's just going to try and run and hide the Red Bull. And this also really does show the advantage the leader can get off the launch of the safety car, especially when you do back the back up. The likes of Jamshed's Instinct and Moe was squabbling for position, which has given him 2.6 seconds before DRS is even open to get ahead of everybody. So there's the race leader. Jamshed's now 1.4 to Instinct, who has 7 tenths to Moe behind him. Oblivion just threw it inside and said, deal with that, son. So Oblivion in the Red Bull, waiting for nobody. He's definitely going to have to be in a hurry, because he's under soft tyres, and we all know that they go off quick. And what is going on? The rest, look at the that Red Bull. So that's another safety car. Somebody else who doesn't want to win the race. Shifter is out the race. I don't know. He was 2.7 seconds ahead. All I have to do is keep it going. So we're down to 14. Instinct becomes your race leader behind the safety car. And Jamshed decides to pit now and put on the hard tyres, so that will confirm him going to the end. Now Instinct 7 times ahead of Moe, incoming third. He's been really well so far this evening. Not got into any issues, he's just kept his car going. I'm not entirely sure what the Alfa Romeos are doing. Right, so if I was the Alfa Romeo now, of Dill on the softs, I would pit. What is going on? Now another Red Bull's gone. Oblivion. So if I was Dill now, I would put the hards on. you've fulfilled your requirement of having 2 compounds. You can go to the end. Same as Coins. I believe he started on the mediums, so he can stay on those, but still can go in on the safety car, still come back out behind the safety car. He's not going to lose too much because he's already at the back, but at least he'll stop himself on the pit stop later on. There's already on mediums, potentially another one who could do with pitting for the hard. Chico, I definitely recommend he goes for the hard. He's already at the back of the pack, he's got nothing to lose. Instinct. With the optimum strategy so far, Instinct. How many laps has he been on those? He's been on those 7 laps. Let's say they've had 2 racing laps so far, so yeah, he'll be fine. Okay. Yeah, the tyres, let's look at the tyres. So, Chico Perez, no laps in the softs, fulfills his obligation for 2 compounds. Instinct fulfills obligation. Murray, Duncan has as well. Kinder, another racer who's not really touched on. Starting close to the back, he managed to pick his way through on the mediums. So, yeah. Interesting. No, I was going to say it's been an interesting race, but it's not been an interesting race. It's a bit of a shame, really. 3rd safety car. 9 laps in. Multiple leaders. So Oblivion and Red Bull put it in the wall behind the safety car. 52 he was leading the race at the time. Going down the main straight, nearly 3 seconds ahead, put it in the wall. Bob Pedro behind the safety car, put it in the wall. Ross, not entirely sure if he put it in the wall or he just retired because it was stacked. Charlie, as we saw, put it in the castle, attempted invasion. And Kieran, we saw humorously getting it all wrong, going into the wall. So, actually 6 drivers so far who've retired. Down to 13, with 16 laps to go. And it's Instinct to race leader, the man who started 9th. Let's find out where they did start as well. No, let's not find out where they started, it's not too long and detailed. Let's just find out how many positions they've all gained. So, Instinct moved up from 9th to 8th. Moe up 11 places. 13th. Duncan up 4, started P7. 7. Up at 8, on 12. Kinder, what a fantastic race he's having so far, up to 14 spaces. Nurkic, who we discussed earlier on when he pitted, when he was in a good position, which probably proved to be the same with him so far this race because he's still there or thereabouts on the hard compound. Jamsed, who's also been in fantastic form in his last 2 weeks. He was leading the race at one point. That was a bit of an issue. Second restart, getting caught in the pack. He's in 7th. Potentially the Phantom Milk still there, of course, on mediums. Kenda, another one we've not really touched on so far today. Much to his delight, one has to imagine, as he's on the hard compound. And he's gained 2 positions. Coin, who's up 6. And now we start to see the pack get backed up, and I hate this. I think it's just so unnecessary. Just keep the snake going. Don't run the risk of people hitting each other, losing wings, end plates, and the rest leader's gone. That didn't quite work out how he wanted it to. Silly boy. He'll try to hold the pack off the safety car to go into the pits, start it fast. I wonder if he has gone and he's pulled back, so it's a bit dangerous really. He's going to have 2 cars who are potentially going at full pelt, such as this man, Chico Perez. So Instinct gets away, but Moe has stayed with him. So he's not got the start he wanted to, and if Moe can just stay there for these 2 net degree corners. And he's hit the wall, so he's not going to stay with him. The gap's only going to go out somewhat. He's going to be under the pressure from Duncan, so Duncan's under a softer tyre as well, so Duncan's going to be breathing down the back of that Mercedes, and he's in the tow, he's in the slipstream. He's going to stink out left, he's going to take the position, and yes he does. No, he does not. Very hesitant on the brakes there, Duncan, especially with Bevan in the car behind him. Thought it might have been a move he'd want to pull off, but Bevan has Kinder and Merkic behind him, so he'll be trying his best to try and hold them off, and In the meantime, Duncan will be looking to try and get past Moby as quick as he can. So Instinct, as the race leader, opened up a gap of 1.9 seconds, so he's not going to be under any threat from DRS when that becomes active once again. Moby, he is at present. If we go into the class section, let's see how he goes. Fine. Yeah. Fine. And I can't put waiting. Instinct down into the dangerous and tricky turn 15. Looks to the wall. With Moby in second place. Duncan in third. So we might have a little train here, which might get broken up down the main straight. I'm pretty sure Kinder will be hoping to try and get past as quick as he can because he is on the medium tyres. As we can see, the McLaren ahead of us just there getting out of shape, and he does hit the wall. Kinder does not, so we're going to have a nice clean pass, I believe, if he has the straight line speed. Let's go on board. As he does go past the McLaren, but he's not pulling away as much as we thought he would. Let's have a look as well as Moe has lost the place to Duncan. Oh, and they collided. The fault for me lies squarely at the door of the McLaren there. He earned enough track space to go alongside him. Unfortunately it happened, but that is racing. Which is now put Bevan under the impressions of Nukic and Jamsheds, who's gone about his business in Kinder in 7th, so he has managed to recover. It's just a shame it happened, because I reckon he could have given the front 2 or 3 a good run for the money, especially on the softer tyres. But it is Instinct. 12 laps in with 14 to go. Can he keep his composure and not put it in the wall like so many have? As look at that, Dark of the Devil, Kinder. At the wall he goes, and at the wall he stays. So a 4th safety car. I'm just got to make a cup of tea ahead of this. Okay, so we're now down to 12. So we'll have a run through the grid, and then we'll have a run through on the retirees and how the demise was met. So in third place is Instinct in the Williams Mercedes, up 8 positions. Duncan in the Aston Martin Mercedes, up 5. Having a solid yet unspectacular race, he finds himself at the front mainly due to the demise of others, but got to be in the race to win it. Moe in the other Mercedes, showing great guile and technique to overtake some of the contenders. Bevan in the McLaren, I think he might have a warning coming his way after that little incident with Kinder, which fortunately Kinder safety cars come out, which might save his blushes somewhat. As Moe comes into the pit to remove the hard tyres, so interesting. Kinder, I imagine, will be going out the hards now, unless he's already done a set on the soft on the stacking. Oh no. You could have gone round next lap. Could have pitted next lap and you're going to lose a couple of positions. Deary me. Oh, and he's gone to the softs, right, which tells me you have to pit again when the halves can potentially go at the end. Interesting strategy. Let's see if it pays off as Dill's come in. What's he put on? He's put the hard, so he's put the hard, he's only come out in 7th, that's fine. He's going to go at the end now. He's got 13 laps to complete on them. He will go to the end. Moe might not go to the end on his softs. Phantom look on the hard as well. So, sorry, before I got interrupted by those pit stops. So we have Instinct in first place in the Williams, Duncan in the Aston Martin Mercedes. This is a good camera view. With Bevan in the McLaren Mercedes, Nukic in the Alpine Renault, Jamsheds in the Scuderia Ferrari in 5th place, Trico Perez in the System McLaren Mercedes, Dill MCR, the lead driver for the Alfa Romeo Ferrari, Moe in the AMG Mercedes Petronas in 8th, Phantom Nook, the championship leader in the Scuderia Ferrari, Pizzorio in 11th, no, in 10th, sorry, the final point scoring position so far. Let's hope we do get more than 10 who finish to claim all the points. In 11th is Kinder in the Mercedes. That's it, nice and easy. Coin in the Alfa Romeo Ferrari. And that is your grid. And for the retirees, the most recent retiree is Kinder, who unfortunately put into the wall to bring out the most recent safety car. Bolivian. Also put it in the wall. Under a safety car. Shifted two-face, brought out a safety car. After he put it in the wall, while Pedro put it into the wall under a safety car. Ross retired under a safety car. Charlie brought out a safety car by crashing into the castle. And Kieran just crashed. That brought out the first safety car. So I think there's been 4 safety cars. There's the one that Kieran brought out, there's one that Charlie brought out. There's the one that Shifty Two-Face brought out, and Candice brought out the most recent one. And I think I'm correct. I'll have to watch back later on, but I'm pretty sure I am. So let's do, I think the safety car takes on average 3 laps, so this could take up to 15, so yeah, potentially only done 3 racing laps so far, which is not really good going. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the circuit, as I've made my viewpoint pretty clear, much to the chagrin of the league organisers, but I'm not here to blow up smoke up anyone's flute. I quite happily air my opinions. I hope that's appreciated. I'll get all lump it. Controversially, both admins are actually leading the race at the moment in first and second, holding hands, 1 and 2. Apologies, just while I take a moment, there's really is nothing to talk over. We've covered all that is to be covered until the safety car comes in. Okay. I believe the safety car is coming in this lap. And we see Instinct back in the backup. We're hoping to get away a bit better. Duncan doesn't seem to be falling for any of his tricks. He's just keeping the car straight. He's going to be on the trigger, getting ready to go. You can see it from Duncan's viewpoint now. Oh, they were too close. And he's bolted. The Williams is gone. No, he's got caught again. I just, I'm not sure, I don't know. Anyway, here he goes. He's away now. Is it? No, he's not. The safety car's still out. That's a bit bizarre. Surely he should stay within the safety car range rather than letting it go out a touch. One for the admins to discuss, and Trico, as we touched on earlier on, keeping the McLaren garage active. Don't think they've had a chance to take off the gloves as they go to the 5th front wing of the day, using Bevan's third on Trico Perez. Okay, I think I'll get the track map up. There we go. Trico's caught up to the snake. See, now again, it is giving the safety car some room, a little bit too much room for my liking. I know he did taste the pace, but you've got to stay within a certain distance of the safety car. You can't just pretend you are the safety car. You don't do that until the final corner. See if he catches back up to it. No, still a. I believe you got to stay within 10 car lengths or something like that. It looks to be exceeding that I mean, it's not even in the shot at the moment. I really hope this is going to be a nice, clean, mature getaway. We really don't want to change more retirements. I think we've got potentially a good race in our hands here. If we can go the distance without any more interruptions as expected, as hoped by the viewers at home and the fans in the stands. We are going back racing with 11 laps to go. We've basically got 11 lap sprint right now as the safety car comes in. Instinct assumes he'll lose the safety car if he hasn't done already. A little bit of weaving there just to try and catch the pack unawares. He'll be watching for the safety car to go in, and I think Duncan should be doing the same because he's gone. It's a good camera angle, isn't it? Let's go on board with Duncan. Hopefully we'll get a view of the pack behind them as well as they come down to turn one. It looks like Mergage is having a go at Bevan here. He's in his tour. Bevan's moved around left and right. Hopefully not overdoing the weaving as he takes the inside line. Is he going to stick to it? He's trying to force Mergage around the outside. He's going to go for the duck up and under. No, he's not. He's going to leave himself at the mercy. Oh shit, camera angle. Jamshed's in the Ferrari there. As we go back on board with the rest leaders. And Duncan is in the tour of the Williams, but the Williams is pulling away. ARS open, ARS in use there. This is Bevan. Is he getting third? Oh no! Oh, he's caused another incident. Shocking. Look at that. Look at that. Fuck me. Now, Duncan's got a 5-second penalty and he's done nothing wrong, but shambles, absolute shambles. I said once I started doing this, I'm not going to sugarcoat any incidents. That's just shocking. As we see, an Alfa Romeo with no wing. I mean, if you can't brake, come on. Honestly. What are we doing here? Are we racing or is it ping pong? Instinct. 2.8 seconds. Surprised the safety car's not come out. Fortunately for Duncan, he's probably got to pit again, and he was in a great position to take something from this race, and unfortunately finds himself down 11th. But as we move on, we cannot dwell on occasions which happened. They can always get brought to the stewards. Yellow flag in sector 2. We have Trico Perez in need of another front wing as he tries to do a 3-point turn. Yeah, you just failed your test. Failed it again. Yeah, you're not passing your test. Instinct. Bevan's decided to retire. It's a shame it wasn't a lap ago. Instinct in the lead. Oh, I've got another safety car. Fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell. Told you it shouldn't have been on the calendar. Fucking farce. Anyway. No point morning now. Doth butter no parsnips. We're down to 11. We're down to 11. So, yeah. Fascinating view. So Instinct doing what he has to do, leading the race, staying behind the safety car. Not sure what else he can do. No kids likewise. Same for him. Same for him. And Bentham Nuggies found himself at the back of the pack a couple of times. He's managed to find himself in the top 5. You see, this is what a potential championship challenger does. And this is why he's leading the championship, because he's there or thereabouts. He doesn't do many errors, not least in the races that I've watched. He's a bit of a points collector, which is never a bad thing. As we see these two. Tom and Jerry try to do the same. Going in 6th, Dylan 7th. Pizzorio in 8th. Quite a mouthful, that name, isn't it? Sounds like it should be the name of the Juventus football or something. Pizzorio. Jamshed's in 9th. 10th Duncan, 11th Trico. Once again with a new wing. We've had to borrow that from AlphaTauri and just spray painted it orange. So Instinct's come in. He's going to use this as an opportunity to put on a set of mediums to the end. Shrewd thing to do. He's got the gap, so he is going to come out ahead of people. Murphy's as well. He's going to rejoin in the lead still. He does rejoin. He's beating those tyres first. Kind of in the lead. He's there or thereabouts, isn't he? He knows that Kinder is on the hard compound. Fresh set of hard. So we're going to have a fascinating start to the race once again. So we know Instinct go at the end. We know Phantom Luke go at the end. We know Kinder can as well. That was a second penalty for Brazorio. I think Dill got one there. That's Brazorio has a drive-through penalty. And he's just smudged the Rolex sign. Jams is in the pit. Duncan. So, everybody who finishes the race is going to get a point. That's if they finish. Okay. Jump shot to okay. So we'll probably go for the safety car for another lap. So once the race starts going again, probably another lap to let the rest of the pack catch the snake, which is getting smaller and smaller. It's like reverse Nokia Snake, isn't it? You know, like we played Nokia Snake when you were younger. Yeah, probably not too many in that generation that I was in, where we play Snake, obviously. And every time you're going round, it gets longer and longer. Well, this one's getting shorter and shorter. It's a shame, it really is. I like commentating. I've got good friends in this series. And yeah, it's just a shame that we only have the 10 races left, because there is a lot of potential winners. But with that said, there's a lot of gentlemen who are still racing, who've got the potential to win a race where they probably normally wouldn't. Potential to nick a podium, potential to nick a top 5. So, yeah, the race has opened up for others where it's been failed for some other drivers. You know, we have a Williams at the race, we have an Alpine out, we've also lost both the Hasses. Comical fashion, if you ask me, especially when they're leading the race, one of them. Both the Red Bulls, within half a lap, both of them capitulated. Oh, Kenda in the AlphaTauri appeared to just outbrake himself and go straight on, straight into the Fly Emirates sign. And more recently, both of the McLarens have gone out. I think they just ran out of front wings, they really do. I think Trico just using the front wings and onto a sidle on the pit wall just said, enough, no more for you. In a slightly more continental accent. So 19 completed so far. We're going to be lucky to have 6 after this lap. So Kinder and Mercedes. It's really quite fascinating as well how you see each driver has their own take on being my safety car. So we saw Instinct behind his safety car where he'd let it go off, probably take the piss really. Other drivers have kept quite close, not too close. Joe Pedro, when he was behind the safety car, he was almost hitting the safety car, almost pushing it around the track. Kinder appears to have got a bit of a gap. The safety car now. Probably the best approach so far. It's a pretty shit situation when you talk about drivers and the approach to safety cars, aren't you? Fucking hell. So, Phantom Nug, championship leader, finds himself on the podium. What a surprise. Instinct, first set of mediums now. Duncan, the poor fella, trying his hardest to get to the back of the snake before the safety car comes in. I don't think it's coming. No, he's got an extra lap, so rest easy, big fella. Can go around again. And the lights are still on, which means it's not coming in. Brazorio is gonna, I think he's probably served his penalty, if you will. I think he only had a 5-second penalty to serve in the pits. I was under the impression it was a drive-through, and unfortunately it wasn't. Sorry, fortunately it wasn't. For the Juventus midfielder. Coin is on the soft tyres, so he's going to have a bit of pace for his final 6 laps. As will Jamshed's. Let's see what tyres he's got. I think he's got the softs on. From a distance it looks red, and it is red. Like the car. Bill in the Alfa Romeo finds himself in the top 6. We'll be delighted with that, taking full advantage of the drivers to have retired so far. Moe, entertaining race and period behind the safety cars so far for him. Merkic, still in around the top 4. He's seldom been out of the top 6 this race. He's managed to keep himself there or thereabouts as he only has a pair of softs to go to the end. Phantom Nug on the hard, so interesting. He's going to have the pack behind him. We're going to be aiming for that podium position. As we touched on earlier with the drivers who've gone, it really does open up the opportunity for drivers to win a race where they potentially wouldn't have. Double-sided coin now, really. It's double-sided coin. Excuse the pun, even though I used to first. You know, for unfortunate. He's pushing that safety car again. Unfortunately, the drivers who are out, you know, they're all great to watch, and all of them had a chance of winning. But like I say, we've got these remaining drivers who've got a chance of winning podium and potentially top 5, but they wouldn't normally got it on a normal day. Let's look at the safety car. Are the lights going off? If they go off, it's coming in. Come on, turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. Turn the lights off, and the safety car's coming in. So Kinder Racer is going to have an opportunity up 18 places. What a victory this will be. They'll be celebrating at the Nutella factory if he pulls this off. I tell you that. He's up 18 places. He started 19th. Let's see what he can do on those hard tyres. Let's see what his restart is like. I don't know what you. And the Williams getting very tight. Instinct. He'll be desperate to win this race, as they all will. Here we go. Kinder's gone. Got Instinct's there. Let's see the gap go down to 2/10. Is he going to have another go? Oh, we've lost somebody at the back there. I think there's a red car. They pitted. Dillempsey jumps straight into the pits. 4/10 so far. Let's see Merkic getting in a position over Phantom Nug on the hard tyres. It's something that I did fear. Come the restart of this race, his tyres went up in temperature. As Merkic takes full advantage of Instinct. Has he lost the wing? No, he's still got his wing. It's just black, so you can't really see it. So yeah, so Merkic into P2, taking full advantage of the pace that he has and the fact that it doesn't really have to warm the tyres up, not as much as the front runners and Kinder. They're going to be up in their arms, standing up in chairs in the Kinder factory in the Netherlands as they hope their driver can attain this position. The gap's 3/10 and Merkic. He's going to be looking to pounce come the next DRS straight. Let's not lose it at the castle, young man. Keep it going. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. As Kinder leads us through the run down to turn 15. Let's have a look. Merkic is dancing left, he's dancing right, he's desperate to try and get through. Knowing full, oh, he's got a clear track behind him, 2 seconds, so this is it now for the front two. At least until another safety car comes out for Merkic. Soft tyres in the Alpine. Can he make it work going down the back straight? One has to fancy Kinder to move left, move right. Oh, within a reasonable distance, of course, and leave your rival driver enough space to come alongside you. So let's have a look now. As we go on board with Merkic, takes to the left. Kinder tries to squeeze him to the right, to the wall. Oh, and he's straight through. Because Kinder now are trying to stay in the tow. Just stay there. Let him drag you through these next few corners and try and pounce down the main straight. The first 90-degree corner, turn 1. As they skirt down to turn 2, up into 6th gear, down to 3rd. It's gone a bit wide there, missed the apex, which gives a chance to Merkic to run away, to break the tow. It's going to go to about a second. Yes, it is. So Kinder needs to try and get back into that 1 second window, especially with the DRS being open, but he also needs predominantly to get heat into those hard tyres, otherwise he's going to be looking at protecting the podium, because we know that Instinct is on the medium tyres and he is going to be there. Nothing else to add, he's just going to be there, as they have a gap of 4 seconds to Moe on the medium tyres, who appears to be holding up Jan Sheds. He's also got Coin behind him, so a Moe train here starting to develop. No damage, so the Mercedes are struggling for pace at this phase of the race. I don't think they've managed to get the tyres up to speed as much as they'd like. It's a little bit wide for the castle section there. Struggling to get it in to touch the apex. Yeah, the steering angle doesn't look like it's as wide as it could be. Let's have a look. Jamshed's in the Ferrari. He's managed to get a bit of a gap to Coin behind him. He's going to be looking to pounce as well, either in this section. Turn 15 is not the most advised way to pass, but it is possible, but it also leaves a lot of room for error. And he'll be looking to try and get right inside the gearbox as Moby runs wide. He's definitely struggling on those tyres in this section of the race. And let's see what the Ferrari can do as we enter lap 23. Jamsed's looking for 4th place. He has the speed, he has the pace, he has the position. Jamsed's into 4th place, and he has 5 seconds to try and close on the Williams ahead of him. And the Williams of Instinct breathing down the neck of the Kinder Racer. He's within DRS, wide open as we see the Williams racing sign up on the horizontal angle, and that's the end of that one. The Jamshed, well, he doesn't just reverse into traffic. No, he's done quite well there. He's managed to keep out of the way. He starts going again, so Instinct 7th. He's still in the pack, so he's going to be there or thereabouts. As you see, Jamshed and Coin is going to be throwing absolutely everything he has at hoping to grab this podium position. He's also going to be defensive as well, I imagine, to ensure that the Mercedes does not overtake him. Fantastic opportunity for Coin to score a maiden podium here. As you see, Jamshed's going to 3rd place, negotiating the castle section, as Kinder Racer now in 2nd place behind Merkage Blaze as we enter lap 24 for the Alpine driver who missed last week's race. What a return it is for him to be leading the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Baku with just over 3 laps to go. Kinder in the Mercedes in 2nd, as we see the Mercedes of Moe touch the wall there with Duncan behind him. Duncan's going to go up the inside. Ooh, very optimistic, especially when there's a long straight coming up with DRS. I think he's got a bit overeager there, and that also brings in the attentions of Instinct, who we know is going to have the bit between his teeth, especially since he's outbroke himself, and he's going to be very keen to try and score a top 5 finish as he gets sent to the outside by Duncan, straight through, and Instinct goes straight past the head of the Mercedes. Thank you very much, he says. I'll take those positions back, as he puts the brake on as firmly as he can. And once again you see Moe and Duncan getting quite close to each other there. Duncan's managed to break the toe, and he's now coming up to Instinct. Instinct, of course, does not have DRS as his lead driver. Duncan's is wide open. Instinct learning from the lap before when he struggled to negotiate that corner. So Coin, he has a gap of 1.2 seconds to Instinct in 5th place. Jamsed's in 3rd. Kinder Racer in 2nd. Merkage in 1st. So the top 3 appear, at least of now, with 2.5 laps to go, to be clear the rest of the field, as we have a problem. I think commentary curse, maybe potentially saying that you need to be there or thereabouts if you're a championship leader, blah blah blah, but he's still going to receive 2 points wherever he may finish. Merkage taking us into lap 25, 2 laps to go for the race win, which has potentially evidently just been a sprint race, unfortunately, but we've had good racing these last few laps, which is what we need and what we want in this championship, as Coin loses 7/10 through the 2nd sector, which has brought in the interest of Instinct in the Williams Mercedes. Runs a little bit wide. He does, though, get the advantage of that, running wide, taking the space to try and have a good run at the Alfa Romeo. He's been struggling to negotiate the left and right down the main straight. as we will now go on board with the Williams driver. He's gaining. DRS wide open, and there is the pass to the left. Oh, no, it's not the pass. He pulls out a bit there. In front of Nubbs, had to retire. Which is a shame, because he had to do was keep going, and he would have still scored some points. Frustration over the Ferrari team, potentially. Coin, 7/10 over Instinct. We've also got Moe, 6/10 behind Duncan. The battle for 6th place. Still, just happy to be taking part and scoring points in 8th as his teammate tries to head off the impressions of the Williams driver. Instinct has definitely established himself as the main driver in the Williams team at this point of the season, such as with performances like this where he's breathed down the neck of the Alfa Romeo to try and take 4th place from him. Avs Coin once again really struggles to negotiate through the castle section, and it does come to his aid there because you can't overtake through the section with it being single file. It's almost like he's been pushed around the circuit. He just doesn't look like he's got the grip in those soft tyres, or is at least struggling with them. So, but they are also catching jam sheds. The gap is still only 2 seconds, so if Instinct can get this move done, we could have a grandstand finish for the final lap, and that is unfortunate, massively unfortunate. You know, I have tipped the piss a couple of times, but that is a shame. He's had such a fantastic race. He's kept himself there or thereabouts, so at least the Alfa Romeos are going to score points that they deserve. But now let's go with this battle. Fantastic camera angle once again, and it's Instinct versus Duncan, rivals, sworn enemies, colliding. One green, one blue, both with Mercedes power. Talking of Mercedes, there he is. So into the final lap. Any real battles? He's done it again. He's outbroke himself, and yeah. Although they're back together again. They're not in the position they previously were last lap. So okay. So Murkic, a gap of 9 seconds as he negotiates the castle section for the final time, and he will be absolutely delighted with that. Kinder, a fantastic return for him. Up 17 places, negotiating. Oh no! Ooh! And he spoke too soon now. So this is his right end plate there as he just manages to keep the cards going. He's looking like he's going to take P2. Nice negotiated by Jamsheds. Duncan. Moe. And Coin just needs to stay ahead of the Williams, and he will finish 6th, which is a fantastic performance. Absolutely fantastic performance from Coin. If you can stay there, even with the broken wing, give it everything you've got, lad. You deserve this, and so does he. Let's have a look. We've got a grandstand finale. Blocks the circuit, which is fair. You know, it's the final lap after all, and oh, that's a bit wrong. I don't know. No, he's going to keep the position. I think on some occasions, though, you do need to let racing go, especially on a first lap, potentially last lap, you know. It's going to be a drag. Oh, that's unfortunate. Don't know what to say with that. Now his mate takes 7th place. So Marcus Blaze, first off the line on this fantastic spectacle of a race. In second is Kinder Racer, fantastic return, up 17 places for the Mercedes driver. Jamsheds once again getting the Ferrari on the podium places. Yeah, difficult one for everyone involved there. I think a lot of the grid will just be relieved that this race is finished. And it is Kinder Racer who takes your drive of the day. Fantastic P2 for him, considering. Here comes my kids. Taking to the podium. So the official classification, pending any potential incident reviews that are put into the stewards. So Murkic in the Alpine comes home in P1 with the fastest lap as well. Kinder Racer, fantastic return for him, starting 19th, finishing 2nd. Jamsheds just kept the car on the road basically and manages to finish 3rd. He'd be delighted with that. Duncan, fantastic return for the Aston Martin driver. Moby, making it 2 Mercedes in the top 5 with a 5th place finish. Instinct in 6th, controversial ending there for him, but he does manage to finish 6th. Still a fantastic return from the Welsh Dragon as he finishes 7th. Coin, unfortunately, potentially might be unclassified, but he is classed as 8th at the moment. He did look like he was going to finish in the top 6, so it's unfortunate that that did happen. Phantom Nug, 9th in the Ferrari. That completes your race. It's been a bit of a shame, but there we are. I'll see you all again next week, where hopefully we'll get more laps as a race than we do get laps behind a safety car. Thank you very much.